Well, we're finally here. It's the day before my kitchen gets fixed completely, so this whole place will be destroyed. Um, really nervous, to be honest. Me and my wife were laughing yesterday because we sort of realised that the kitchen guy came and he sort of took the measurements and he's like, right, so cooker which is on this side of the kitchen, we'll set up hobs over here on this side, and we move things around, and your larder will be over here, and this fridge will be gone, and you'll have a radiator. So it's all cool, that's good. However, still not really sure, like, do we get drawers? And where does some of these cupboards go? How many cupboards are we going to have? Because we've got so much shit in here, to be honest. There's a lot of crap in our kitchen, like, yeah, so much stuff. So, yeah, so it's Sunday today. The plan is that the girls, everyone gets up quite early this morning, and we pretty much gut this kitchen, we empty it of stuff and put it all into the front room. Originally we were going to put it all in the back room, but it would always be sort of there, visible, and we were going to try and sort of work in the back room there with eating and trying to prep things for the week. Because what we're going to do, we're going to have a loan of our niece's little fridge, so that they can, kitchen workmen can get rid of this big old beast in the corner here. So yeah, I don't know, it's gonna be a stressful week. I just know it is, because at the same time we're going to be trying to work. Obviously the girls are knocking around as well because they're off school. It was originally planned that this was going to be done in April, May time, which would have meant that the girls would have predominantly been in school and we'd have been in work most of the time, which would have meant that, eating and things like that, we would have probably had big lunches, while we were in work, and the girls would have had big lunches while they were in school. But it's not worked that way. Yeah. I fixed my garage door the other day as well. So we've got a wooden door on there now. It doesn't work, it doesn't open. I didn't bother putting it on hinges. And we can get in and out of the main door at the back of the garage here, but the main reason being that my daughter spotted a big rat next to it. Now, I'm not really bothered about there being rats, to be honest, because our garden is way too big. We've got a river at the bottom of it. It would be impossible for there not to be some sort of rat. And my cat has also been bringing little treats every now and again as well. So, half-eaten rat on our kitchen step from time to time. However, I don't really want them in the garage, and I certainly don't want them in here. So I took the old door off because I noticed it was a big hole at the bottom, and stuck this wooden door up. But I'm actually really pleased because it looks tidy. The wooden door that was there was just a mess. It was like all peeled and busted up and stuff. So quite proud of myself for doing that. Not much going on in work. Very quiet in work, and I'm hoping it's very quiet next week because I can't really do too much, because I'm going to be in this back room here trying to work. This will essentially be my office here, which is right next to the kitchen, so it's going to be quite loud. So I can't really be on any calls. I'm probably going to have to move upstairs to sit next to the wife working, which might be a bit tricky with calls and things as well. But Dystonia project, where we are. So Warriors of Dystonia. This, I had 2 stories come in last week. I'm planning now that we're coming up to the final 2 weeks in sending out a final sort of invite to people if they want to be part of the project, to just say, look, 2-3 weeks left now if you want to be part of it, if you want to share your story, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of it. My only problem is this week's going to be it is going to be such a stress fest. It's going to be a lot of work going on, trying to juggle everything, but I'm not sure. But I want to give everyone the chance, I want everyone to have the opportunity to share their story before we round things up in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Mad, like. Dystonia wise, crunchy. Yeah, it's been a funny old week again with it. Yeah, it's been shaky. I'm still, I still have sort of, I don't know, sort of frustrations, I suppose, but I just get embarrassed by it, I really do. It's horrible. I'm embarrassed in front of my own family with it. I don't like my girls or my wife or anyone seeing it. Yeah, it's not cool. I didn't get as much exercise as I really like to have this week as well. I was a bit disappointed. I can't really remember I've got to be honest, Sunday would tend to be a day where I would have a few drinks, and so last Sunday I did have a few drinks, and Monday I was a little bit hungover. What happened Tuesday? I can't even remember, but for whatever reason anyway, I only managed to get out and do some boxing training on Thursday and Friday of this week. So yesterday then, do you know what it was? It was because we have done so much work on our front gardening, sawing logs and stuff, like as in our trees. Let's have a look here. So that wall. Yeah, so basically what's happened is the wall in the front garden was falling down. Apparently, just before we moved in, there was some work done out on the pavement and it sort of wrecked the foundations. Now, we didn't really notice because there used to be a great big hedge in the way. It used to sort of grow over the front of the wall so you couldn't really see it. Well, we got rid of the hedge because it was ugly, and that's when we spotted that the whole wall was leaning in as well. So we were like, shit. So for the past year, that wall leaning in has been visible, and it's just really made our house just look really slobbish. So when we decided to get rid of the wall, so last weekend we took a sledgehammer to the remains of what was standing after trying to do it brick by brick, and completely knocked the wall down. So we're getting a new wall put in. Obviously, spending time swinging a sledgehammer and smashing it into a wall is painful. Which reminds me, I didn't actually have a drink last Sunday. I was going to go online with my brother, play a bit of Xbox, have a couple of beers, but my youngest daughter, she actually fell over. A dog pulled her. She was holding on to the lead and she didn't let go. Ended up cutting both of her palms and her knee pretty badly. So I was like, oh. So she was obviously, she was very sort of sensitive and upset for the day. So I just spent the day cuddling her. It was such a lush day. It was lovely. So we spent the day having cuddles, which meant that Monday I was really, really aching. There was no way I was going to go and do any boxing training. So didn't do any then. Then we actually did some work in our back garden on the Tuesday, I believe, during the day, cutting trees down. And yeah, we had a big cherry tree in our back garden that was just taken over. It was just going to get too big. So we chopped that down, which meant I was really achy on Wednesday. It's mad, isn't it? Like I have to feel that there's a valid reason why I wasn't doing exercise or why I'm not doing exercise. Otherwise, in my brain, I'm like, go and do it. Even if I just get up one day and I think I'd like to have a lazy day, in my brain, it's like, no, can't have a lazy day. You have to go and do stuff. So I actually feel better now that I remembered why, because it's been bugging me going, oh, I haven't done any exercise. Well, I suppose soaring trees and digging rocks and trying to dig roots out of the ground and things is enough exercise. Anyway, yeah, so that brings us on to today, Sunday now, which is, not going to be a day of rest again as we empty out the kitchen and plunge into a week of workmen being here doing things. Which is another reason why I've sort of, I think the 16th of August, is a good point for me to take a break from the project and take a break from everything, because by the end of this sort of period of time right now with the kitchen being done, I'm going to be pretty wrecked. So, but I'm looking forward to the kitchen once it's finished. It'll be lush. Should be nice because it's crap right now. There's so many things. When we moved into this house, it was like dream house. We were like, oh my god, look at the garden, look at the kitchen, look at all these things. It's lovely. And over time, everything just sort of went to shit. It felt, well, we realised that the previous owners of the house must have pretty much done the house up not long before we'd moved in. So when we seen everything, it all looked fresh, it all looked dandy, and that's when, 6 months later you start to spot things, like the stale smell of cigarettes that comes in from next door, which meant that I had to take all of the wardrobes that were fitted out because they were fitted with no flooring underneath them, which meant that it was hollow floorboards coming from next door. The attic bedroom that was here when we moved in, carpets from 1950s and a massive hole underneath the carpet going into the floor directly onto pipes, so we had to pull the carpet up. Then that room couldn't be used anymore because the floor was so unstable, so then we had to get all of that converted. Our back garden, we got that nice deck in there now, but beyond that decking is just a mass of weeds. Now, there used to be black sheeting over that, but bits have fallen from the hedges from next door, which meant that there was bits of mud building up, and then on this mud, weeds grew and grew, and now the sheeting that is down is covered in weeds. So, the weed cover sheets are now covered in weeds. They win. And then the front wall, obviously, that I was talking about there. It's just been an ongoing project, but we're getting there. The bathroom's incredible. Again, the bathroom, the side of the bath was replaced. We had to replace it because it was made of chipboard. I mean, who puts chipboard on the side of a bath, Anyway, eventually that swelled and fell apart, so had to take that down. That's when I realised that underneath the bath again, it was all hollow, and you could smell next door, who were prolific smokers, or one of them is anyway. And so then the bathroom just smells of cigarettes. So I had to try and find a way of sealing that up. So managed to do that. The cupboard under the sink in the bathroom, that is just shite. The sink is shite. It's like a big shell shape, and the tap comes into the middle of the sink, so it's blocking out most of the sink. And it seems to be designed for whenever you use it, that all the water comes out of the sides of the sink, so you're washing your hands and it just splashes up and out all the time. So what's happened there is that sort of dripped down the sides of this sink cupboard, and yeah, that's swelled because that's chipboard. The guy literally built this kitchen himself, and I think most of the houses as well, like so the bathroom as well, everything in there was built by him. And now we've have to go round and fix it all. Anyway, right, this is probably the most boring video you've ever watched, but oh well. It'll be good for me to look back on one day. Goodbye. Goodbye. God, such a formal ending as well. Goodbye.